Today, I kind of want to do like a deep dive of different types of experience that Black women can have within the work environment, no matter what type of industry they're in. Whether it's within the entertainment industry, within academia, within science, no matter what type of industry, because there's probably more different types of categories that a Black woman may fall into while within the workforce, but these are three main types that I want to focus on, which is regarding Dr. Bailey. I forget what university she was teaching at, but her untimely demise, because yet again her pain was silenced and no one did anything when she made complaints. I can very relate to that situation. Then you have Monique. Whether you love her or hate her, she's gonna stand her ground, and that's one of the very reasons why she's one of my sheroes today. And then you have Tracy Chapman, who I can identify a lot with, especially being a Black woman who's navigating multi-layer identity. Because Tracy Chapman, she's a Black woman, she's Black, she's a woman, and she's queer. And in my case, I'm Black, I'm a woman, and I'm neurodivergent. And it's hard sometimes um, navigating like a multi-layer identity, especially in this inaccessible society that we are currently living in, because one aspect of your identity might cancel the other one out, and sometimes you can be locked hold on like what to say and can be stuck, and it's hard navigating through. And to begin this discussion, I want to play like a video of Tracy Chapman um, performing at the Grammys. So, before like this performance, I was seeing all on TikTok, and I was hearing what's his name, Luke Combs, singing "Fast Car," and I can see a lot of like the Gen Z saying like, "Oh, he's doing like an amazing job. This is an amazing song." And then I'm thinking like, hold on, that's Tracy Chapman's song. Like what's really good, like I absolutely adore Tracy Chapman. You can feel like her passion and love for the music, and like her pure heart and all that she put into her music, and 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 that the amount of truth and the authority that she have within her music, but she never received her just due as a folk and country artist, especially as a Black woman. And we in that conversation is coming to light again with the situation with Beyonce um, coming out with like a country album, and some of the challenges that she having to navigate through. But then too, we have to think about Beyonce isn't the first Black woman to enter into country music. Like you have Tracy Chapman. You have Fantasia on her album. She did a country song. Nelly, who is a dope hip hop artist, had did a couple of like country songs with Tim McGraw, like back in like the early 2000s, that I think was freaking legendary. And when we think about country music and the origins and where it comes from, where the origins come from enslaved Black people, but a lot of time Black contribution to a lot of music and and inventions in America is erased and it's whitewashed. And that's kind of what like I heard when like all like the Gen Z was giving Luke Combs like all of these props for a fast car. I'm like, that's Tracy Chapman's song, and she's not receiving her due recognition. But then I came out and find out that Luke Combs had brought her out on stage with him at the Grammys, and just to see her face, like it warmed my heart. And just for her to finally to receive her recognition, her just due after so long, to finally be the first Black woman to have full soul writing credits on a country song that reached #1 on the Billboard, and it's kind of like as a Black woman, either we got to get it some type of way, but I'm glad that she's getting her just due. It's long overdue. But I want to play like a few snippets um, of this song so you can really see like the weight being lifted, how the audience is taking her in. And I just want to acknowledge like when she was looking like I don't know like if like I played it like when she was like looking out to like looking out to like the crowd to finally to feel welcome and just accepted in some form of like validation. And it's kind of like so long it feels like a lot of time Black women pain is silence, and that a lot of time we had to be quiet in order not to receive any threats, any like verbal, spiritually, mentally, or physically, like assaults from others that's trying to silence us or humble us or put us in a place. And Tracy Chapman's story is like a reason why I feel like why Monique is my hero, why I feel like Black women, we can't be silenced and we can't continue to fit in this box so we are digestible for other people to be accepted by. And it's just like it's a lot. And I just want to like dive into the multifaceted experience of Black women, drawing inspiration from Tracy Chapman's Grammys performance, Monique's unapologetic stance, and the tragic story of Dr. Bailey. Each narrative serve each narrative reflects layers of identity and resilience in the face of adversity. Now, I already played Tracy Chapman a snippet of like her performance at the Grammys, but like really dive into her journey. She's a folk and country artist, embodies passion and talent, yet struggles to receive the recognition she deserves. Her story mirrors the struggle of many Black women artists who awaits acknowledgement, often needing validation from others, particularly from the dominant culture. Now, Monique, she's my hero with how she just stood 10 toes deep, no matter what anybody said that tried to deter her. And whether you love or criticize Monique, she is the epitome of authenticity and the refusal to settle for less. Her unwavering stance against injustice resonates with those striving for equality and recognition in various fields, including entertainment. Now, Dr. Bailey Untold Tragedy. So, Dr. Bailey's tragic story shed light on the harsh reality of workplace bullying and the devastating consequences of neglected mental health concerns. Her experience underscores the urgent need for institutional accountability and support for Black women navigating academia. Reflecting on these narratives, I recognize parallels in my own journey as a neurodivergent Black woman. Like Tracy Chapman, I awaited validation but realized the importance of self advocacy. Monique's resilience inspires me to demand what I deserve, while Dr. Bailey's story serves as a sobering reminder of the consequences of silence. Because, like in my work, especially in my art practice, it really focused on transforming trauma into artistic healing experiences using combining art and storytelling. And a lot of times I had this ideology that Black women pain is a lot like a supernova who is on its last light, who's ready to disperse into space. Like that's how I feel a lot of time Black woman pain is. It's like it's happening. People can see it, people can witness it, but yet it goes unnoticed unless we make a scene, unless we cry, unless like we holler, or if you want to say throw like a temper tantrum, or be very passionate, where people say we often intimidating, which is a lot of times why a lot of times Black women in the workforce are often silenced, because we don't want to have to deal with constantly being criticized or chastised, or how to present ourselves. Like if we talk too much, we being too much, but if we silence, we also a problem. So it's like, which one is it? So in conclusion, as I continue to navigate the complexities of identity and advocate for neurodivergent representation, I draw strength from the resilience of Tracy Chapman, the boldness of Monique, and the courage of Dr. Bailey. Together, we pave the way for a more inclusive and equitable future where Black women can thrive unapologetically. So, I will like also say like a lot of times when we think, I think a lot of times when we think about like vulnerability, no matter if it's in a workplace or with family or with self or within a group of people, and sometimes I know I'm getting over, we think of it as a weakness, And sometimes it's hard to find strength and vulnerability, but I feel like that's where all the power is. It's in that rawness, in that purity, in that space of not having to mask, not having to shield from having the full human experience. And like that's like what I'm learning, and that's like what I have been on a journey since I have got like a art fellowship back in 2020, and I was really doing in-depth work to really start documenting disability, art, life, and culture through the Black disabled lens. And from doing that, from going there to exposing the injustice within Hollywood, to like focusing on neurodivergent Black women, like amplifying the voices of neurodivergent Black women, has brought me to the space of pioneering the world's first neurodivergent focused social media production company. So it has been a long time coming, and my journey from 2020 up to now of learning how to not put like excessive pressure on myself, of not being too hard on myself, of like finally realizing that I have multiple neurological challenges plus chronic illness and semi paralysis, and I'm not superwoman. I refuse to continue to act like I'm superwoman, even though I prove more than a million times that I can do it, but I shouldn't have to. So like I'm taking like a step back from everything, and I'm regrouping and rebuilding and really thinking about how I want to organize my business and the people that I want to include to help me fulfill this mission of pioneering the world's first neurodivergent focused social media production company. So, yeah, that's all I have for you, beautiful souls, today. And thank you for being on this journey with me. And remember to be kind and gentle to yourself. And yes, in that order.